Hi Vikas,
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
good afternoon. Welcome to CATway once again. So now on the other
Thank
side of the table. So Vikas, you have converted. I am Ahmedabad. I am Calcutta, XLRI, FMS. I am Kozhikode. How are the feelings right now?
The excitement was there for the initial days, sir. Oh, yeah, of course, because when we work on one single thing for an entire year and when it finally pays off, we'll have that kind of satisfaction and a sigh of relief for the initial days. And the wishes and family would keep that excitement running for the 2, 3 days. And then again, it was just as normal as every other day. And the hustle begins again, or rather, it resumes.
All right. So let's start from the very scratch. You did your engineering from which place?
NIT Calicut.
NIT Calicut. So from there, what motivated you? You started working in some chemical plant, if I remember it correctly, right?
It was JSW.
Yeah. So what motivated
Yes.
you to move towards this MBA domain?
It was at JSW that while working at JSW itself, I understood that where I wanted to go and where I wanted to see myself in a few years down the line. So that is where I started preparing for management entrance tests and then found CATway, worked on it, and finally converted Ahmedabad.
All right. So let's start from the very scratch. What was your percentile in CAT?
My overall percentile was 99.8 with 99 each in both VARC and LRDI and 99.6 in quant.
So you are a 99.8 percentiler, a perfect ideal candidate for all other aspirants who will be giving CAT 2026. So let us know your VARC strategy, quant strategy, and DILR strategy that you followed.
Hmm. So, my preparation was divided into two phases. During the first phase, I started my preparation in the month of May, and by the end of July, I completed the entire syllabus. And July till November, I started giving mocks, and I would have given around 30 plus mocks by that time. And for BRC, I used to solve during this period. I used to solve in 3 to 4 sets regularly because I was already well off with VRC. So I had to put just a bit of effort in VRC and used to solve around 3, 4 sets regularly. But DALR was my weakest section. So there I used to solve around 4 to 5 sets regularly every single day. And, there I had to put a lot of effort for DALR. And for quant, my strategy was simple, sir. Right from 1990 to 2025, all the previous year questions I practiced around twice. I had practiced every single question. So that was it for quant.
Okay, all right. So there must be some days when you will be giving your mocks. There must be some days when you would have scored low. So how you kept your mental peace intact? What were your strategies to handle mocks and how you analyzed your mock scores?
So, this experience I felt n number of times in n number of mocks. I told I had given 30 plus mocks. I think in around half of the mocks I had the same feeling. In fact, more than half of the mocks I had the same feeling. And every time I used to score less, there was some instances where I scored zero at DL, literally zero. So there was only one simple thing I used to do. After every mock, I used to analyze the mock. 2 hours used to take for giving mocks, but analyzing the mocks itself used to take around 4 to 5 hours. I used to spend around 2 days for analyzing itself. So if an option is right, then I used to analyze why the other three options are wrong. Because knowing our mistakes and correcting the mistakes itself gonna help us climb up a level. That is what I believe.
Mhm.
So analyzing my mocks and analyzing my mistakes was the biggest step that I took.
Okay, all right. So and then came the D-Day and the results. When the screen reflected 99.8, what were the emotions at that point of time going on in your mind?
Uh, Frankly speaking, after the result was out, I was kind of more tense than happy, I would say, because scoring in the exam was one thing, but making through the interview was even a bigger feat to do. So
Okay.
scoring, I was anticipating 99.5 plus actually. So I got 99.8, and that was a sigh of relief actually. But I was even more tense and confused about the GDPI preparation. And once the result was out, the satisfaction didn't even last for a few minutes also. And then again, the searching for GDPI courses started.
And then you became a part of CATway, right? So how did you come to know
Exactly.
about CATway? I just want to know that first.
Mhm. Initially, once the result was out, as I said, I started surfing over Google, over the LinkedIn to find people with similar profiles like me,
Mhm.
and, who is having similar profiles like me and still made it to one of the topmost IIMs. So I was searching for profiles like that, and I found Mr. Rakshit. He was an ex-convert of IIM Ahmedabad, as far as I remember. So I spoke to him, and I spoke to few other people also, like Harshit from FMS, I think, currently. So I spoke to a few other people over LinkedIn, and they gave your number to me. And I called you, and just in the first ring itself, you lifted the call, and we spoke about the courses and the kind of mentorship that's provided, everything. And then the rest is just history. Mr.
So
Vivekanand.
as you said, rest is history. So before joining any institute, every aspirant had some expectations in their mind. So once you joined CATway, and now I can say you are a part of this family since long. How did you like the culture of CATway?
CATway culture is more of a personalized and a genuine platform, I would say. Because when we go over the internet and search for CAT or GDPA courses, we find n number of different platforms, and most of the platforms either look for printing money or just fame. But there are very few platforms out there who work out of passion, who genuinely work out of passion. And I could proudly say that the best one out of them is the CATway community.
Thank you so
And
much.
also, yeah, you were always just a message away, sir. Just a message away. Within seconds, you used to give a reply and the feedback, and 24 by 7 you were available. And I still remember the dozens of mocks that we had given at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning. And every mock was a different experience. Even all of the dozens of mocks, none of the mock was similar to each other. Every mock taught something new. And I think it's because of this different mocks that I had given, I was already able to anticipate the kind of questions that I would be asked in the interviews, and this helped me a lot in the interview. And coming to the mentors, this is an especially interesting thing. Actually, after my mocks with Chetan sir and Yash Shukla sir, I was so motivated that I felt converting IMT would be my best shot. Felt, but that I was that motivated in that actually. बिकॉज हाँ, जब हमें पहले से इतना ग्रिलिंग एंड इंटिमिडेटिंग मॉक्स की आदत लग जाएगा तो द रियल इंटरव्यूज वुड फील अ बिट सिंपलर ओनली. At
Obviously,
least that
yes.
is what I felt.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, current affairs. Coming to current affairs, the group was very useful. So we had a current affairs discussion group, and in the past 4 months, it was very much active. And I still remember one instance where on February 28th, I had my XLRI interview that day, and I was just sitting outside the interview room on the table. And I was the next person to go inside the interview room. Just 10 minutes before the interview, I received a notification from our group, our current affairs group, saying that US and Israel has bombed Iran that day. Just 10 minutes before my interview, I received. And there was an entire article on that. And then I studied the entire article and went for the interview. There, in the interview, initially the first phase of the interview was going out of my hand initially, and then somehow I managed to steer the interview towards this conflict, Iran-US conflict, and then that discussion continued for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And I think this is a factor that helped me clear that interview. I would say that helped me nail that interview. So it was very useful, and special thanks to Asmi because she was the one who put a lot of effort for posting the daily articles every single day, and very very thanks to her.
All right. So on that note, if I'll ask you to rate CATway on a scale of 10, what will your rating be? Judging all the parameters.
So it's sky is the limit, sir. There's no rating actually. No, out of 10 we can't rate. Sky is the limit
All
because
right.
there are many different aspirants whose dreams are fulfilled because of Gateway. Uh,
Thank you so much. So, since you
mm.
are a 99.8 plus percentile, many of the aspirants will be watching this interview. Any success mantra for them?
Mm, the first thing that I would like to say is analyzing the mocks. That's the most important thing, I would say. Even if there are a few times where we get negative marks or even zero, but still focus rather than the marks, focus on analyzing the mistakes. And even if one option is correct, then also watch why the other three options are wrong. So these type of analysis, if you do, then it would be very much useful. The second thing I would say is, if you're a new person out there who is writing CAT for the first time, and if you're considering this as a serious attempt, then it's always better to have an experienced senior or a mentor like the ones we have in CATway. Because the mentor is the one who is going to help us, the first timer, who is going to help him in surfing through this turbulence. Because we have n number of different uh, videos and infinite information available over the internet, and only a mentor is going to help us steer through all this turbulence.
So just one last question. When you started the preparation and at the end of the day, I guess IIM Ahmedabad was the first result that you saw. And they gave you a mail that congratulations, Vikas, you have converted IIM Ahmedabad PGP program. The moment, when you remember that moment, how were the emotions?
Sir, remember is a small word, I would say, because some memories get imprinted in our minds. That day, I remember I didn't know that the results was out, because the next day I had a FMS interview and I was preparing for that. And you called me that day and asked, "Kya hua?" That was the first thing that you asked that day. And I said, kya hua?" And then I went and I checked the result, and it was displaying something, "Congratulations, XYZ." And I thought it's some glitch in the website. Then I tried to refresh the page. I logged out and again logged in. And again, it was displaying the same thing. And then I sent you the screenshot that day. And then you confirmed ki, "Bhai, ho gaya tera, congratulations."
Yep.
Then yeah, that is when I believed, yeah, it really happened.
All the best, Vikas, for your future endeavors. CATway is really proud to have students like you. Keep shining high. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Best wishes too.
Thank you so much.